everybody. My name's Chris. I'm with Jim McCormick of ESPN and many other things. Hi, Jim. Thanks for being here.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I mean, it's a joy to be in your presence.
Were you surprised? You were like, whoa, I'm on. Wait,
well,
what?
It's like, I'm ready. I'm always on response. But at the same time, it's like a snap count. I'm waiting. I'm just ready.
You're a veritable eagle. You're an eagle at the snap count. Just caught in the headlights. Eagle caught in the headlights. All right, so we're here to talk about the conference championships, and we're coming off maybe the best weekend of football in the history of our planet.
Like ever. We keep trying to define it. It's amazing.
It's possible that it's true. As much as I hate hyperbole, when because you and I are very, very
old. The best
old.
ice cream.
Right, exactly. Like we want things back then to be better, and this was pretty great. Every single game came down to literally the last play. Your Super Bowl teams are both dead. I'm the only one. Chris Raybon, also on the podcast, predicted Buffalo, Tampa Bay. So I'm the only one with a team left. Although my Super Bowl champion was supposed to be Ryan Tannehill's team. I'm very smart. So we're here to preview from a DraftKings is our sponsor, and we're talking about these two games on Sunday from a gambling perspective, from a handicapping perspective. But I kind of want to look back just a little bit because it will inform what we think of. Like, we'll start in the AFC. That's going to be the first game on Sunday. Bengals are 7-point underdogs to the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's jog everybody's memory and remind ourselves that the last meaningful regular season game the Bengals played was at home against who?
Oh, I don't know. The Browns? I don't know. Who was
the Chiefs. That would be the Chiefs.
How'd
that one go?
Chase? Oh, Jamar Chase just did some things.
Yeah. So this is not. I'm not offering a prediction of my prediction here, but that is a big line considering I saw the one team that's an underdog by 7 beat the other team.
Yeah.
However, this line is very much informed by what these two teams looked like in the divisional round. I mean, what did you think about the Chiefs? We don't need to talk too much about. We will. The Bengals. What did you think about them against the Titans?
Well, I mean, I've been Team Bengals this whole time. I
have
in my gut call that I wish I bet more aggressively. Having the Chiefs be, the Bengals be my AFC Championship team. Well, they did that, right?
Sure. Did they look good, Jim, against Tennessee? Did they look like they were a team that deserved to be in the Final Four of the NFL, allowing 9 sacks and essentially relying on Ryan Tannehill to spit up all over his uniform? They did.
So by counter all of this is they've squeaked by everything, right? Like if you talked about, we've all experienced this. This is a fantasy-based. I mean, like we got here on a fantasy trajectory, and in terms of our analysis, and we've seen this in the fantasy playoffs before, where like the Chiefs are the Bengals are the team that made the finals by proxy of matchups, right? In a way.
Okay. I think that's a way of saying something similar to what I'm saying, which is they didn't look very good. And Joe Burrow took he took 9 sacks. A lot of them weren't his fault. 2 of them, they're in field goal range to ruin that game, to end that game. And
they're all him, yeah.
And they're all him, and they're out of field goal range. And let's face it, Tannehill, I mean, who's the idiot who said Ryan Tannehill is going to win a Super Bowl? Whoever that idiot is. So, and then Kansas City looks like they looked against Buffalo, and on this channel all season long, we've talked about how the trend in the NFL has been cover 2 and defense is playing back. And certainly that's all Buffalo did. Certainly the Bills' offense was great, but their defense just depended on the kindness of Mahomes. They depended on mistakes. They depended on, he's not going to drive them down every time. He's not going to run for every 3rd and long. And in fact, they reached their final form against the cover 2. They didn't throw downfield until the very end, but they really did play great.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And so that's still obviously the case. And you have your Jesse Bates, you have your Cincinnati. They have talent, but I just feel that this is the first time I'm getting off the Cincinnati train.
Oh.
Yes. And I'm actually giving the points this time. I really am.
I am too. I did not think that the Bengals looked like a team that was ready to be in that game last week, and I really worry they're not going to be. And I started this all out by saying I've seen the Bengals beat I've seen Jamar Chase go for 238
Sure,
yards or whatever. Like, I've seen it happen. Of course it can happen again. When we get to the NFC, I think we're going to talk about some history between the teams. And yet, I think for both of us, what we're saying is, doesn't feel like the history matters. Feels like the Bengals probably are going to play a lot of single high safety. It's kind of what they do. You know, they'll mix it up. But I'm not hopeful that we have a super close game here.
And that's all I meant by the fantasy public thing, meaning like how incredibly like historic that Jamar and Burrow finish felt for us. So it just felt like it would lead to some sort of subsequent success, but sometimes this is where it ends.
Yeah, well, so we agree there. We'll talk about the NFC in a second. Let's thank I mentioned DraftKings is sponsoring. They sponsor the channel all year. We're very thankful that DraftKings continues to sponsor us. They're a great partner. If you don't have a DraftKings account, but you live in one of the magic states that allows you to use Sportsbook in the states, they have a great promotion going on that we'd love for you to take advantage of. It's 56 because it's Super Bowl 56. So they're giving you 56-1 odds on either of these championship games straight up. So you can take Kansas City, not to have to give any points, and if you win on a $5 bet, you win $280 in free bets. It's a good deal. You don't get to cash that money out immediately, or DraftKings will be bankrupt, but you get to then play with it. It bankrolls you, so it is a great time to do it. If you go to DraftKings.com or get the DraftKings app and use our code HarrisTube, all one word. We really appreciate that. That will actually give you the opportunity to have this promotion. They've got multi-team parlays. They've got single game parlays. You can add all sorts of aspects to your bet for these conference championship games. It's great. If you don't have a dog in the hunt, Jim, it's a great way to sort of feel like you have one.
Yeah, and my dog, I love Jack. He's my favorite dog in the world, but he has a wheelchair, and he's not the best hunting dog, so...
All right, well, we're thinking of Jack. All thoughts and prayers to Jack.
Great
Let's
dog.
talk about.
Like, I will post pictures. You'll love him.
All right, well, I already do. Man. Let's talk about the NFC game. It's Rams. It's 49ers coming here to where I am in Los Angeles. The point spread is only 3.5. The 6th seed is on the road in the NFC Championship game and only getting 3.5. And I have to say, once again, I'd like you to explain that point spread by looking backward and telling me what these teams look like in the divisional round.
Right. So it's like a familiarity thing, right? This is like a tax on divisional thing, or is this the McVay Shanahan genius tax? I don't like.
Maybe. Well, again, I want you to look. I want you to tell me what they looked like.
Okay. Well, it looked like the Rams were ready to fire, like they were ready to go, and
then
and then the 49ers looked like they just fell into the wind.
I'm trying to pull out of you what happened in the second half of that game. I'm going to say if they had killed Tampa, if they had stayed ahead 27-3, this line would have been 6 points.
Oh, you're right. No, sorry. Yes. They did not have the instinct. They did not have the finishing, and that's also, but. So now you've sparked my brain. Finally, it woke up. And it reminds me of that feeling that we had when they were dancing all over the 49ers in week 18, right? Mm-hmm. Like when they thought it was over. Right? The same team thought that they had ended the Niners.
Right. Well, so I mean... for once, I didn't think Matthew Stafford actually was that complicit in the blowing of that lead against Tampa Bay. I actually thought pretty much everybody else was. Cam Akers, oh my God, the center, oh heavens.
Right.
I guess Stafford did try to fumble right before he threw the touchdown that got them to win the win. My point being, since we're talking about this in terms of handicapping, that this line would be 6. I really think it would. The Niners beat the Rams twice. You're right that Shanahan has a long history of success over McVay now. The 49ers have kind of had the Rams number. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody who has a better sense of these lines would tell me that I'm crazy that it would be 6. I think if the Rams romp in that game and don't poop themselves. I mean, they really did. They completely pooped themselves in the second half of that game. I think this is a 6-point spread. And so maybe that sounds like I'm trying to imply there's value there. And especially when, I look at how that San Francisco game went against Green Bay and how many pick sixes did Jimmy Garoppolo try to throw in the flat?
Oh, he was just like looping throws. But I suppose this this ability to like open games back up is Stafford-esque. Like, meaning that's what I meant was it was reminiscent of the last time these two teams played when it felt that would have been the death knell for the Niners. They could have ended the Niners season and Garoppolo did some Jimmy G like he let the ball up a couple times in that game. And so what I meant was that was the equalizer for there was a lot less confidence entering the season because of that game, the postseason because of that game, I think. That Stafford performance against the 49ers, which felt like fait accompli. Like, this is what he does.
Okay. And then if you turn it around, he didn't do it really in either of the two playoff games. He was okay against Arizona. I thought he was very good against Tampa. Anyway.
No, I agree.
So this line is 3.5. I'll just tell you right now, I got the Niners. I don't know that they win straight up, but I like a close game here. And I hate the bet because Garoppolo is garbage, but the rest of that team is awfully good. Like, please let Deebo Samuel just play quarterback. Maybe that would be my solution to all of this. What's your wager here?
I mean, it's like it's like a Ronnie Brown fever dream. It's like it's like my pick actually is the Rams. Like, not trying to. It's just that I feel that it's a little bit of the familiarity thing, like can you beat a team 3 times? That's a trope. But I feel like this is a team where Stafford isn't making the same mistakes that we just talked about. And Stafford wasn't the reason. Stafford wasn't the reason that they threw that game away. So I just don't feel like he's always there. He's ever present. But the way the skill players are, I just feel that the Rams, they've been my pick. They're the only pick that I really trust outside of the picks that I didn't make. Like meaning the Packers and the Bills.
Well, so this is me hedging, right? Because when we started the playoffs, I picked the Rams to make the Super Bowl. So now I'm like, I'm right either way. But I just need the Rams to win by 2, right? Then I look like a genius.
And you're good.
So yeah, like I don't know. I feel like if we swapped quarterbacks in this game, which we can't.
Sure.
I think the Niners will probably be favored, and it might be heavily. Like, Garoppolo stinks, and has a great record and has led his team maybe to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years and isn't going to be the quarterback in that.
What is that? Is there any – what is that?
He plays for a very good team for a coach.
Exactly. He's positioned well. Yeah.
And I just think they're going to be better off next
year.
That
happens, right?
So let's do another prop bet. You nailed your prop bet last week with an over on Jamar Chase. Did I have scrimmage yards or rushing yards? Do you remember?
I thought it was total rushing yards between the two.
Okay, rushing yards I didn't hit my thing. Total yards I would have because Mixon had a lot of receiving yards, but then I blew that one too. All right, so a prop for you this week. I'm so creative. 3rd straight week. Jamar Chase over. It's 86.5. It keeps creeping up. The first week it was like 69. It's great. Now I'm going to continue to take it because they're going to feed him, and he just has that splash play, 50-yard thing. It'll go over in a single play. He's a great player. The only thing I'll say is Honey Badger probably doesn't get hurt again. Hopefully he can play, and then just they can't let what happened to them in that regular season game happen again. I'm gonna go pretty. I'm not even gonna go prop. I'm just gonna go over under. I'm gonna go under in the NFC Championship game. I just think San Francisco finds a way to keep it close. I think the number is 46. And that's low. So, I mean, I think everybody knows it's a potentially low-scoring game. I think San Francisco is able to keep it a low-scoring game. We thank DraftKings for sponsoring. I really want to read your comments. Tell us what's going to happen because, I don't know. Jim's been doing all right, but I'm not doing all that well in my predictions. So tell us what your predictions are for these 2 games. Give us a prop bet that you like as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button. Write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.